Hey everyone, it's Your Name. And look, I'm as shocked as you are to be talking about this, but things are getting weird at the grocery store. In this eye-opening video, I reveal the 12 essential grocery items that experts predict will vanish before April 2025. We're talking olive oil, eggs, even coffee could become a luxury. And before you think about building a bunker in your backyard, don't panic. Knowledge is power. Based on the latest research and industry reports, I've compiled this crucial list to help you prepare before it's too late. Stick around, because I'm not just telling you what's going to disappear, but giving you practical tips on what you can do about it right now. Let's get into it. Okay, let's kick things off with a big one. Olive oil. I know, you use it for everything. Salads, pasta, roasting vegetables, even baking. But guys, this isn't just some foodie fad, this is serious. We're talking about a global shortage that's only getting worse. Droughts in major olive-producing regions like Spain and Italy are wreaking havoc on harvests. And it's not just the weather, labor shortages and rising production costs are also playing a role. We're already seeing prices skyrocket, but experts are predicting that by next year, finding a decent bottle of olive oil at the grocery store is going to be like winning the lottery. So what can you do? First, don't panic buy. Hoarding will only make the problem worse. Instead, think about using alternative oils for cooking, like avocado oil or even sunflower oil. And when you do use olive oil, use it sparingly. A little goes a long way. Next up, we're cracking into a topic that's got everyone scrambling eggs. Yes, those versatile little protein powerhouses that we rely on for everything from breakfast to baking are facing a major shortage. First, we've got the ongoing avian flu outbreak, which has decimated poultry populations worldwide. Millions of chickens have been culled to contain the virus, leading to a sharp decline in egg production. Add to that rising feed and transportation costs, and you've got a recipe for some seriously expensive omelets. But don't worry, there are alternatives. One option is to explore plant-based egg replacements like Just Egg, which is made from mung beans, or follow in my footsteps and try tofu scramble. You can also get creative with your baking by using substitutes like applesauce or mashed bananas in place of eggs. The key takeaway here is to be adaptable and open to trying new things. Alright, moving on to a true pantry staple: wheat. Bread, pasta, cereal. Chances are wheat products make up a significant portion of your diet. The war in Ukraine, a major global wheat exporter, has disrupted supply chains and sent prices soaring. And if that wasn't enough, extreme weather events like droughts and floods in other key wheat-producing regions are adding fuel to the fire. While stocking up on some essentials isn't a bad idea, you need to store wheat properly to prevent spoilage. First, make sure you're storing wheat in airtight containers. Moisture is the enemy here, so we want to keep those grains nice and dry. Next, store those containers in a cool, dark place. Heat and light can degrade the quality of the wheat over time. Remember, proper storage is key to making your wheat supply last. Alright, coffee lovers, it's time to face the bitter truth. Our beloved morning pick-me-up is in trouble. Climate change is hitting coffee crops hard, with rising temperatures and unpredictable rainfall patterns wreaking havoc on production. Add to that pests, diseases, and labor shortages, and you've got a recipe for a serious caffeine crisis. But before you start panicking about a future without your daily dose of Joe, let's talk about some alternatives. One option is to explore coffee alternatives, like chicory coffee or roasted dandelion root tea. Another option is to try reducing your coffee intake gradually. And hey, this could be a good opportunity to explore other beverages you might enjoy, like tea or even just plain old water. We're moving on to a staple that billions of people around the world rely on: rice. Whether you prefer it steamed, fried, or as a key ingredient in your favorite dishes, rice is a pantry staple for a reason. But unfortunately, this humble grain is facing some serious challenges. Droughts, floods, and rising temperatures are all impacting rice production, leading to lower yields and tighter supplies. And as demand continues to grow, we're looking at a potential rice shortage in the near future. Now, I know it's tempting to start hoarding bags of rice, but let's be smart about this. Instead, consider gradually increasing your rice supply over time. And while you're at it, why not try experimenting with other grains? Quinoa, barley, and farro are all great alternatives to rice that can add variety and nutrition to your diet. Let's be honest, most of us could probably use a little less sugar in our lives, but even if you're not a sugar fiend, the impending sugar shortage is something to pay attention to. Extreme weather events like droughts in Brazil and India are wreaking havoc on sugarcane crops, a major source of global sugar production. And with demand for sugar remaining high, we're looking at a potential sugar shortage in the near future. Now before you start raiding the candy aisle, let's talk about why this is actually a good thing. Reducing our sugar intake has a whole host of health benefits, from weight management to improved heart health. Start by reading labels carefully and choosing products with less added sugar. And when you do crave something sweet, opt for natural sweeteners like fruit or honey in moderation. Are you ready for a world without cheese? I know, it sounds like a nightmare. But the reality is that dairy products, from milk to cheese to yogurt, are facing a perfect storm of challenges that could lead to shortages and sky-high prices. Rising feed and transportation costs, labor shortages, and changing consumer preferences are all putting pressure on the dairy industry. But don't worry, there are plenty of delicious and nutritious alternatives out there. Plant-based milks like almond milk, soy milk, and oat milk are becoming increasingly popular and widely available. And for cheese lovers, there are now some incredibly convincing vegan cheese options on the market. Embrace the opportunity to try something new and explore the world of plant-based alternatives. Meat eaters, brace yourselves. The meat industry is facing a perfect storm of challenges, and it could mean higher prices and even shortages of your favorite cuts. From rising feed and transportation costs to labor shortages and disease outbreaks, there are a lot of factors putting pressure on meat production. But before you start building a backyard chicken coop, let's talk about some practical ways to navigate this meaty situation. First and foremost, waste not, want not. Make sure you're using all parts of the animal from nose to tail. Another strategy is to stretch your meat further by incorporating more plant-based proteins into your diet. Canned goods have always been a pantry staple, a symbol of preparedness and self-sufficiency. But even these shelf-stable heroes are facing challenges in the current climate. Rising metal prices, transportation bottlenecks, and increased demand have all contributed to shortages and price hikes for canned goods. But don't worry, there are still steps you can take to ensure you're prepared. First, prioritize quality over quantity. Instead of hoarding cans of whatever you can find, focus on stocking up on items you actually use and enjoy. Next, rotate your stock regularly. Canned goods do have a long shelf life, but they're not indefinite. Use the oldest cans first and replenish your supply regularly to ensure you're always working with the freshest products. We all know that fresh fruits and vegetables are essential for a healthy diet, but unfortunately, the fresh produce supply chain is facing some serious challenges, from unpredictable weather events to labor shortages and rising transportation costs. But don't despair, there are ways to ensure you're getting your daily dose of fruits and veggies. One option is to explore local farmers markets. Not only will you be supporting local farmers, but you'll also have access to fresher, in-season produce. Another option, and one that I'm a huge advocate for, is to start your own garden. Even if you only have a small balcony or patio, you can grow a surprising amount of food in containers. For seafood lovers, the future might seem a little less than fantastic. Overfishing, climate change, and pollution are all putting pressure on fish populations worldwide, leading to concerns about sustainability and potential shortages. But before you swear off sushi for good, let's talk about some ways to navigate this fishy situation. First, be mindful of the types of fish you're consuming. Opt for sustainable seafood choices that are caught or farmed responsibly. Look for certifications like the Marine Stewardship Council (MSC) label, which indicates sustainable fishing practices. Consider incorporating more plant-based sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts into your diet. Spices, those little flavor bombs that can transform any dish from bland to grand, are facing their own set of challenges. From unpredictable weather patterns to political instability and supply chain disruptions, the spice trade is feeling the heat. But before you panic about a future without flavor, let's talk about some practical steps you can take. First, prioritize quality over quantity. Invest in high-quality spices from reputable sources and store them properly in airtight containers away from heat and light. Next, consider growing your own herbs. Even a small herb garden on your windowsill can provide you with a fresh supply of flavorful herbs throughout the year. So there you have it, the 12 grocery items that could become scarce or really expensive by April 2025. It sounds daunting, right? But here's the thing, I don't want you to panic. The goal here isn't to send you running to the store in a frenzy, it's to empower you with knowledge. The food supply situation is changing rapidly, and knowledge is your best defense. Explore alternatives, try new recipes, and most importantly, don't wait until it's too late to start preparing. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates.